biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome back. We are here, Real Talk Radio. We have Carol with us,
I'm here.
King Arthur, Kimberly Anise. Why are we moving our hands like
I
this?
don't know. It's something to do.
That is
That's how
crazy.
you do it.
Is that how this works?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You follow everybody.
No, everybody just
Follow
does
the
it.
leader.
It's the vibe.
I know.
It's the
And
vibe. Vibe.
I'm telling you, we're a trend-setting show. We just do crazy stuff. Like last
What did we
episode, we just brought, remember the entire
Oh, yeah.
Black Nurses Rock? We didn't even cut to a commercial. We just had Cassandra and Tamika just run in
yeah.
the shot. Like, boom, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. We do our own thing.
So that's right. The other shows are going to start to do this now.
That's how you do it.
So we'll start watching instinctradio.net and people will say, hey, welcome
right,
back.
baby, that's
We're on the
right.
show. This is Carol over here. This is Kimberly.
Right. Trendsetters.
There you go.
Trendsetters, yes.
Yes.
Boom. So, Carol,
Yes.
the marketing genius.
That's.
is gonna
I
help
guess that's
me.
what they call me.
Yeah, they call you all kinds of great things.
Great things. That's right.
Wow. With a WOW, all caps, and an exclamation.
That's right.
Boom.
People tried to get me to take that out of there.
Really?
When I first came up with the online WOW strategist, they would say like, I like the WOW, but can you delete the exclamation mark? I'm like, no, I want the WOW in
Exactly.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, don't take part of the
Right.
WOW out.
Yeah.
Because you have to say it like online WOW.
Exactly.
Like that. You know,
Not
it can't just be
like
online WOW.
Yeah,
you
online
know?
wow.
Yeah.
So I'm
No pop in that. I like
you know.
all caps and exclamation.
and then they
I
were
love it.
just telling me all this different stuff to do. I'm like, no, this is how it is. Online WOW. There you
That's
go.
right.
That's how you
right.
got to do it.
Check
and it's
it.
probably broke friends who give you that advice because that's what my broke friends do, and they're
Well,
still broke.
I don't know if they were necessarily broke or not, but they wasn't in my WOW sphere,
Bang.
you know. So
That's what I'm
that's how
talking
I do it.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I do my
gave
own
you that
thing.
Vision.
That's it.
So
That's it.
your vision.
That is my vision. That's how I'm carrying it out. And how I know that it's working is a lady I was talking to the other day. She said, Carol, I remember you because of the WOW. I was like, yeah, boom. Drop the mic on that. Bam.
Exactly.
There you
That
go.
is why you
Absolutely.
remember me.
Guess what? You know, that's how you do it.
So, not even before, just introduce yourself to the people. How about that? Because they just talking to Carol. We don't know
We
Carol.
don't even know who Carol is. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you don't know who Carol J. Dunlop is right now, you will know pretty soon enough.
Exactly.
bad.
And let me just say that.
Got to
So,
put her on your team.
you do. I am known as the online WOW strategist, as I said, and the tech diva. So I like to say that I take all the tech headaches that you have up in your head and just make them disappear.
I like
I'm the
that,
aspirin
tech
that you
diva.
need.
She slid that in there. She said, I'm the tech diva.
I am. They call me the tech diva too because I know tech stuff. A lot of tech
Bang.
stuff. I can help you with that.
And most tech stuff are guys in black suits and white shirts and little skinny black ties.
And
So
geeky
you took
people.
that and just spin that all the way around. I like that.
Yes, with my heels and everything. I come in fully made up and all that good
That's
stuff.
Right. I'm a tech diva.
That's right.
I like
but,
that.
But I did learn it all from my awesome BFF for life, my husband Alvin, who's hiding out back somewhere.
Alvin is
but
hiding.
He is. He
You
is.
guys post, call the radio station 478-569-6474. Say we want Alvin. Alvin will not get on camera. I don't
He's
know
trying to
what's going-
hide.
Alvin,
Boom.
come
I
on.
love you.
Alvin is
watching.
like,
He's
deuces,
watching.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, right.
He
He
was
coming.
like in here and we went live and Alvin left. He went to
love
another part of the studio.
Mhm, exit stage right.
I
Left
love
and
that
which
though.
one?
You're a BFF for life, 23 years.
23 years
Wow.
this year. Yes.
23, that's my favorite number. You
Is
know,
it?
yeah, back
Awesome.
in the 90s, I played for the Chicago Bulls, and I was, what? They never believed me. I was number 23. I used to play for Chicago
Oh,
Bulls.
then that should be like right here
But no.
because you were taller.
I
then.
was taller, but I took my tallness off in the car
Oh.
before I came in, so
Okay.
I didn't want to
Gotcha.
intimidate anybody.
I just
Gotcha.
go with the flow.
They
You
never
have to.
believed me.
I've learned after being married for 23 years, you go with the flow.
Just
y'all.
go with the flow.
This one lady gave me the most awesome advice
Okay.
ever when I was about to get married. She said, never correct your husband in public.
I like that.
And I was like, what? She's like, you heard me. Don't do it.
And 23 years later,
23. I can't correct him. I always like, when I'm thinking about it, I put my tongue in the back of my teeth. And he knows it because, guys' egos are very
right.
fragile.
We're always right. We're the king.
Yes, until you're
No
not.
one
But,
opposes us.
we can't. Things will happen. You
Yes.
may not be 100% right.
Yes,
Maybe you're
yes.
99.9 or something.
Right?
But, we have to be, as a wife, we have to stand by our husband. We have to help them do what they need to do. We have to be there. We have to be like their shield from all the crap that goes on outside. And that's what I look at myself as, because he does that for me. I'm telling you, if something happened right now where I was in danger, you just look up in a second, Alvin would be like right
That's
here.
right. Boom.
Boom. He would be here.
Stiff arm. Get
He
him out of the
would.
way.
He would. So,
That is awesome. And that's a good thing, though, because from a male perspective, we deal with all of the BS, all of the nonsense, whether it's from a work day, whether it's from trying to impress our crazy friends or all of that other stuff, that when we do come home, that should be like our sanctuary. We shouldn't have to deal with the craziness. And another thing, you should have got here at 6 o'clock. It's 6:03. And what?
I try not to do that. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't always, but I try not to do that. So,
That's good.
I mean,
I
23
like
years
that.
ago, I'd be
You
doing
should
songwriting,
You
right?
should teach a class.
I know.
Let's start.
We've talked about it. We've talked
We
about
should have
teaching.
some type of segment like,
How did you get in here? See what I told you? See what I tell you?
he thought you were in danger. You said something about danger. He
like
has
right
to be.
there.
It's like, boom.
That's my boo. That's my boo. I tell Edwin, that's my boo.
You can absolutely feel the love. It's
Oh,
just a joyous. I love it.
Thank
That is
you.
good.
I was gonna say, you guys cannot see her total outfit. I just want you to know, when she said tech diva, she meant that. Let me tell you,
We need like explosion effects.
this beautiful spirit right here is a fashionetta right here. I'm over here. I'm jotting down some notes of things he's saying, But I'm also like, okay, where you get those boots? Because
No, I
girl.
love these boots. These are like, I'm gonna say my age. I don't care. Because
It's
I just turned 55 on February 6th, baby. What?
Another February birthday?
Yeah, that's what she said. February. I was
Wow.
like, what? Tell you
girl,
Yeah.
Wow.
queens are born in February.
That's right.
You didn't
That's
know?
right.
Okay, we know.
Well, King's name started with an A, like Arthur and Alvin.
There you go.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be left out.
But that's all right. That's all right. We put them all in. But anyway, these boots, I got them way back when baby fat was a thing.
Okay.
So, that's a long time ago.
Still
But
like
I have,
baby fat stuff. If
I
see
still
it's
love
cute.
it.
Yeah.
What? So I have kept them preserved. But they're about on their last. I need to find some more. So I don't
But
know
you
what
can't
I'm going to
tell,
this
though.
stuff. Thank you. Because I keep them preserved. What?
Yeah.
In the
That's
box,
right.
in the paper, everything. I don't be like throwing them all.
Exactly. And fashion
Upside
comes
down.
full circle. They'll be wearing baby
They'll
fat
be back.
They'll be back.
next
Or
week.
some type of fat or something.
I know. Maybe next week.
Absolutely. What I do love about your style and what you said about being a tech diva, and then thinking about what King Arthur said over here, how we generally see
Yeah.
tech, black suit, white tie, geeky.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful thing. I literally, I'm like, okay, online wow strategist. I'm like, okay, y'all need to talk to her. Marketing.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even talked about like the VP, the
Yes.
CSI stuff or whatever
Tell us how
it's
you
called,
guys
whatever
started.
that is.
Okay. Well, I have to go back to when Alvin and I met over 23 years ago. We met. It was so funny. I think I was going to do a job fair for my church, because so many people had joined my church and they were out of work. This was like 1993, I think. They were out of work, and I was like, wow, it's got to be something I can do to help these people.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, what I need to do is I think we need a job fair. But like I'm always doing stuff, I didn't think I need to get somebody else to do it. I said, I need to do it. I need to do a job fair. So I looked in the paper, and there was a job fair going on in Marietta at the time, that Monday, I think it was. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to this job fair. Not that I wanted another job, but I'm just going to go and see what they have. So I am walking to the job fair, about to get to the door. And as I get almost to the door, I got on my like 4-inch pumps. I have a skirt that has a split all the way up almost to my waist.
Okay, now.
You know, always divalicious. And
Okay, now.
Divalicious.
get to the
That's
door.
like a tweetable thingy.
I know, I'm delicious. I like to say that anyway. Get to the door. My soon-to-be husband says, "You do not want to go in there. There is nothing going on." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "No, I'm kidding. Go on in there." And I was like, okay.
That's a classic line.
Right. So and then he said, "And when you come out, it was him and two other guys. When you come out, we would like to take you to lunch." So I'm like, "Where are you going to take me?" Because if they had said McDonald's, I was not going. I was not going to lunch at McDonald's. But they said at that time, Dave and Buster's had just opened up in Marietta.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they said, "Let's go to D&B's, Dave and Buster." I was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to go there. Okay, let's go." So I went in the job fair so fast. I went through everything. I looked at everything. I came back out. It was like maybe 5 minutes. I was like, I learned everything I need to go.
You going to lunch?
Let's go eat, because I love to eat now. I'm telling you, I love food. So I get there and I come to the door, and guess who greeted me but my wonderful soon-to-be BFF for life, Alvin. He came out. Let me tell you this. I have to describe it. First of all, he had a low-cut fade, and it was like very low, like bald fade.
Yeah. You got to have the ball fade.
Yeah,
That's the right
and he
fade.
had these braided leather suspenders on.
Okay.
And this white button-down shirt and this awesome tie. And he had his phone on the side. But, you know, the phones weren't like that. The phones
Yeah.
are like this.
Oh yeah, they were huge.
It's like bang.
Yeah,
This
yeah, it was a
like
phone.
beside
And
my
look
beeper.
at me.
Yes. And he had these awesome leather shoes on. I mean, he was just dressed to a T. And I was
Right.
like, oh, my God.
And
He's,
you're divalicious.
I'm divalicious. He looked awesome.
Boom.
And so he goes, "My name is Alvin Dunlop. So glad that you came," or something like. And I heard the accent because he is from the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, thank you." I tell you what, we had lunch for 2 hours that day, him and his two friends.
Wow.
We had lunch for 2 hours. And I have to tell the other part of the story. I actually had a boyfriend at that time.
Yeah, he didn't count.
I had forgotten about him. He was like gone. He was gone.
Who is Craig? Craig who?
Right.
Oh, 2 hours. You
Yeah,
didn't
2
realize
hours.
you with somebody
It was a
else.
great conversation.
That's good. That's really good.
And the reason was great because he was all about business. The other two guys, they weren't necessarily about business. They were
Right.
trying to kind of,
Yeah.
get with me and all that.
Come on, so what you doing later?
Right, that's what
We
they
can go to the
were.
559.
I ain't got time for that mess. Oh my God.
Love it.
He was trying to tell me how I can hook up my beeper and my phone so that if they called one number, it would ring me here. If they call another number, it would be for my Mary Kay business that I had. And if they call another number, it was something else. And I was like all into that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what?
Okay.
You can do that? He's
Well, I'm
like,
about
yes.
to take some notes.
I know. He was just he was telling me that's where I was. I'm like, oh God. So we left, and it was like, see you later. So he calls me, I think a week later,
Right.
and he says, "Carol, I really enjoyed meeting you, and I have a favor to ask you. I'm from the Virgin Islands, as we said, and Carnival is going on. So this was
Must have
April.
been April, May time.
Yeah. Carnival is going on, and I recently broke up with my fiance, and I don't have anybody to take with me. So I would love for you to come with me to the Virgin Islands, all expenses paid. I get your plane ticket, everything." I know that's right. He said, "Can you come
Got to
with
be
me?"
a new man, be a new husband.
He said, "No,
Take it out.
no strings attached." And I'm like, what kind of scam is this going on?
know.
You know what?
No
I don't even know this man.
Right.
He said, "Well, my aunt runs a travel agency." He told me her name,
Right,
and he
right.
said she can get everything taken care of, and it's open ended, so you can leave if you feel uncomfortable. You could leave at any time. I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm there. I'm gone. See y'all. I'm taking a
It's like, it's
vacation.
time to go now.
Put in for work. Get the days off. Everything. But I didn't get to go.
Oh,
It was
you got us all the way up here.
Right.
And we go.
well because by the time he had asked me, all the flights were booked. He couldn't even get me into Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
That we couldn't
Yeah,
do
because you catch a
anything.
small flight from Puerto Rico.
Right, that's what he was trying to do.
Yep,
Couldn't get
the
there.
little crop duster.
His aunt was saying, "Who is this woman that you are trying to get her here?" All this. But the great thing was, the whole time he was gone for like a week, we talked every single night.
Oh, wow.
Every single night for hours and hours and hours. He was like, "I can't wait to get back and we can talk some more." So he came back the next week. We went out on a date, and we haven't stopped seeing each other since.
That is awesome.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
So
That's a
So when
beautiful
I get
thing.
back
Thank
home, I'm gonna work with Alvin on my accent, so I could be a new man.
That's beautiful.
Thank
that's
you.
that's
Thank
an
you.
amazing story. That's one that
know.
you just go, tell me more.
I know.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
I heard a lot, but I know I heard you say you were truly attracted to that mindset when you sat down. You
Right.
didn't use those words.
Right.
But you said he was about business.
He was.
And you were, I can see already, you were an entrepreneur. And you guys just connected. And
Right.
it's just, you like, who else? Who else exists? I don't see anything else
That
around
was
me,
true.
And that's all you see is him.
That was
And
it.
that's all he saw was you.
And we're still together now.
That's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful
I love
thing.
it.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
That's my boo. That's all I say. My boo, my BFF for life. I love him. He's awesome. So
He's gone again.
I know. Like he's a ninja. I'm
Went from
telling
there to
you.
poof.
I'm telling you, but
He's booking you. He's calling Oprah
That's
and
it.
all kinds of stuff right
that's
now.
it. Well, he puts me out in front. But he does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that people
Right.
don't know about. You know, I have to
Right.
have him because I call him all the help. This is going on. How do I do this? He was like, just calm down.
I got you.
Yeah, all my troubleshooting skills I learned from him.
That
Yeah.
is awesome. That
Power
is real.
couple.
Yeah,
Power couple.
yes,
No,
definitely
make
power
that
couple.
move.
And it's you each bring different gifts to the table. And
Yes.
you put your gifts together and just have a nice table set.
That's
And
right.
just a nice fit. I love it.
Yeah, that's the whole
Thank
equally
you.
yoked thing. You're not
is.
one is
Yeah.
not going forward, the other one's staying
Yeah.
back. I'm not dragging this one on.
Yeah,
We're
you're
equally
going
yoked together.
Yeah, it's kind of I read this is not my own. It's not my own. So
I would
don't
have
take-
taken it. You should have
I'm not
taken
taking
it.
courage.
Nobody would know.
What do you want credit for this?
You should have took it.
But it's
Already.
you know, and you got me laughing. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
What was I saying? Where was I at?
You wrong for that.
I know.
I can't even remember. I apologize.
You,
It's all
she
right.
was
It'll come
gonna
back.
say-
It'll
she was,
come back.
There's
It'll
nothing to
come back.
fear but fear itself.
I totally forgot.
That's
what I was
hers.
saying. That is a shame. I don't know. But
It'll come back. It'll
I
be
said,
right.
You got good energy. How about that?
Thank you.
Hey.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not what I was
I
going to say,
was-
but you do.
I was totally connecting with you when you were saying about being with people who are like down in the dumps.
Yeah.
And, oh my God. Because
Don't
I
have
wake up, I'm telling you, I wake up every day. The first thing I do or try to remember to do is to thank God that He woke me up.
Exactly.
Amen.
Thank God that I have sight. Thank God that I have, my ears,
I
that I
know.
can hear.
Okay.
I look over there at my husband and he's still breathing. I'm like, okay.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Because I'm going to tell you, 6 years ago. It's 6 years ago now, boo. 6 years ago, we started off, we could not wait to get through 2010. It was a terrible year. Alvin had been laid off for a year. We were in financial, because that was the downturn in the economy.
Yeah.
We did manage to keep our business going, thank God. But, we lost just like everything else.
Right, right.
Everything. So we were like, we can't wait for 2010 to get over. We can't wait to get out of here. And then that snowstorm hit, remember?
Do I?
2011.
Yes.
We were tired. We were in the house for like 4 days going stir crazy. And after it was over, we were like, okay, we ready. But what happened after that, we were not ready for. My husband suffered a devastating stroke on January 17th of 2011. His whole right side was paralyzed. And he's a computer man.
I know.
He couldn't even move his hand. He couldn't even do this with his hand
I don't
at
even
all.
do anything that requires me to do all of that, and I would lose my mind
Right.
if I didn't have the function of
Right,
like, an
and-
entire side.
And what we didn't lose, we lost more of. I mean, the month after he had the stroke, the part-time job that I was working let me go. So we had no money. I'm talking zero. You hear that?
Wow.
Zero.
Right.
Nothing. But God and our family and our faith and our strength and each other. That's all we had. So he brought us through that, right?
That is awesome.
4 months later,
All
he can
right.
do this with his hand. I even put it
I
on
love it.
Facebook. He
I
can do
love
this with his
it.
hand. Because if you look at him now, you can't tell.
No.
Right.
I mean,
right.
God brought him through.
Right,
That's
right.
that's all praises to God. So we were good. Getting back on track. He was going back to work. All that good. He was driving. All this good stuff. And then in July, right before the 4th, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
Wow.
2 devastating things that happened in 1 year inside of 6 months of a brand new year.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, again, we had to lean on everything.
Right.
We had
Yes,
to lean
right.
on each other, lean on God, lean on our friends and family and supporters. We kept our business going. Our business is going. We had another one. And, we're here today. 6
Exactly.
years.
I know.
6 years,
I love it.
baby.
I love
6
it.
years
That-
going strong.
And that is a absolutely phenomenal story, great testimony, and it's amazing because you're still upbeat. And when we were talking about how I knew my wife was the one on last show, was the fact that she's a breast cancer survivor, but she's
awesome.
always upbeat. She's always like, and it's like, what?
Why you gonna be down?
I'll still be
No
sulking or
need.
whatever the case may be. So the fact that he's gone through what he's gone through, and a lot of times we as people, we as Christians, we tend to start blaming the enemy for stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the devil did, the enemy attacked. When sometimes God is putting things on us so that we can know that only he can get us out of that.
Amen.
It's not any of that. You hear that cliche, oh, God wouldn't put more on you than...
Oh, I was so sick of hearing
I
that.
know. God wouldn't put more on you than you can bear. Yes, he will if you're not completely focused on him and know that he's
Everybody
the
we
one.
ran into kept saying that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Is that all you got to say to
Exactly.
me?
That's the favorite thing.
Let's come
and
up
they
with
heard
something
somebody
else.
say it. It's like, no.
Come up with something else.
Yeah,
Let's just get through this.
That is. Sometimes God puts us in that situation, puts us in that desert place so that he can cut people away from around us. And I have a cousin who's like a brother to me, and we had to go through that, through a situation where he ended up incarcerated. We've done a lot of things in the past that we should have been incarcerated for,
Right.
but this particular incident probably kind of got out of hand. But we found all of those friends. Once we found that he was facing attempted murder and at least doing 20 years at the door,
Wow.
all of the best buddies in the world. We just had a buddy who he just helped get something major like a home or car or something like that. Gone.
Oh, yeah.
All of our buddies gone.
Right.
Family gone.
Right.
And at the end of it, well, not at the end, we're in the midst of it, and we look around and realize, like, it's just you and I. Like,
Yeah.
what happened to everybody? You know what I'm saying? What we had the crew like every time, and then we started to find out. You know, once we started to go back and visit the old neighborhood, like every funeral, we're the ones always buying the alcohol. They're always drinking. We're bringing the food. They're cooking and eating. You know, and it's like, man, do we really need people like that?
Right.
So, you know, when you're going through, you say, oh, I will never go back down there. Just get me through this, God. I'll be all right. Got out of it, went right back to those old friends, and had to find ourselves in another situation until we learned that time that, you know what, it's just us against the world, and we got to do the right thing. We got to thank God every day, because only he could have delivered
That's
us
right.
from that situation. And the same thing with you. You know, to even see Alvin now, I'm hoping if I say this enough, he'll jump in the shot at some point. But to see Alvin now, you would not know that he suffered a stroke.
Yo, come on over. Come on over. You're going to bring him over.
We
See?
want the 3 degrees. We want the 3 degrees.
Hey, Alvin.
Come on, baby.
Alvin's gonna jump
My
in the
boo. This is
frame.
my boo right here.
Get in there so they can see him. Booyah!
Love
That's
it.
my new road dog
Love
right
it.
there.
Love it.
Love you. You know that.
Alvin's gonna write a book.
I love it.
Well, he actually is.
Take her to D and B.
He actually is, because we've talked about it. No, let me get over here. We've talked about it.
You can come over here. We'll work it
Yeah.
out. You can share
And-
my mic.
And
Boom.
we
the
are gonna
networks
do
it
it, and we are gonna do it, but we just haven't yet, because I wrote my book first.
You're gonna write a couple book.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. So I wrote mine first, so because we want to talk about this struggle and how you know and it's entitled temporarily getting through the fire. You know, we made it
love
through the
it.
fire, or something like that. I had it in my head.
And
It's gone
coming
now.
out the other side of the fire.
Yeah.
Not being burned. My clothes are not singed. My hair is not
Right.
singed. That is
Right.
absolutely awesome.
Yeah, because I couldn't do any of this without him. I mean, even though I'm the face of it and people see me all the time and they think I'm like, oh, you're the tech diva and stuff, but hey, the king is right here. He's the one who taught me how to do all the stuff that I do. He's the one who's right there like, Carol, if you don't get off that computer right now, I'm going to wring your neck because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You should not be
Exactly.
working anymore.
Rest.
He's
right.
the one. So say something, babe.
Oh no, just say you're a workaholic, so we know that already. You know, but yeah, all praise is up to God for the stuff that we've been through, and for her to continue. You know, the things she didn't say stuff is that I actually died.
Wow.
You know, and they had to air flight me over to Grady and bring me back and all that stuff. So, I mean, when we look at things now with the business and stuff, we really deep into that and helping other people.
That's
you know?
right.
And that's what it's all about now.
It
That's
is.
right.
It is.
That is a great thing.
You two truly exemplify just a beautiful couple, along with
That's-
King Arthur and Cheryl, because
Oh,
they
yes,
do
and
it too.
just talking to
Yes.
Cheryl too. She
I
went
love
through
it. I
just
love
what
it.
you went
I
through.
love it.
Oh, she's awesome. Yes.
She is, and I truly believe in. This wasn't what I was going to say initially, but
Still searching for that?
I'm still searching.
Okay.
But everyone has a story. And I think you really, really empower people when you tell your story, when you're transparent.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the momentum that you have with the two of you as a couple. You complement one another, and that's a beautiful thing. It's no pulling. It's a
Right.
nice compliment, and because of that compliment, the momentum that you create together is empowering others. Even just right here, right now, sharing your story.
thank
Because
Thank you.
Nikki, we all have one. Every last one.
Yes.
I got my own.
Right.
And
Right.
I done been through some different things.
Yes.
But the key, I think, what we hear all of us saying is that we keep moving.
Right.
We've determined some steps when it comes to knowing who's first in our lives.
Amen.
We know how to pray. We know what that faith looks like.
Right.
We know that it's not over until it's over, and it
Right.
ain't over. If you
Right.
up, it's still
Right.
still on. It's
Exactly.
still on.
Still on.
Keep it moving.
Still on till the breath is
It's
gone.
still on. It's still on. So
Post that.
I just think I'm so happy you came up here.
Yeah.
Because your wife speaks volumes just with her presence, and you add to it. You
Yes.
guys together compliment, and I can't imagine you standing here and not having him up here with you.
That's why I brought him.
Yes, yes, a beautiful.
I knew I was gonna get him up here, y'all.
Yes, get him up here. Get him up here. Any words you want to tell our audience in reference to what a power couple looks like when it comes to entrepreneurship, and because that's what we got right here. That's what y'all doing.
Yeah,
That's what y'all doing.
the main thing is you have to understand the dynamics. We are also married as well as business partners, so we have to keep a lot of things separate. If we're having a bad day, that can't come into the office. When we come into the office, it's strictly business.
Right.
So, we had to learn that. And once that was learned and, we were able to just move forward with business is business. We could have just had an argument before we come in here, and we come in and it's business time and it's business.
Game time.
So, I try to tell people it's not, it's not people looking, oh, y'all have the perfect relation. Oh, no.
Right.
By no means. Not there.
Right.
But
worth fighting for, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have this girl next to me.
Aw, that's sweet.
The stroke and everything being my provider, and it's so much in depth. And I don't think is it on our site the video. With the,
Yes,
with
it-
thing? I
Yes,
think it's
there is a
somewhere on
blog
our site.
post. If you search for it, it'll say just search for stroke when you go up on the site, and there's a blog post about it.
I mean, it's really a lot deep. I mean, stuff with Carol, wrapping weights around my arms so I could work out. I mean, it's so
that's
much.
right, because Carol used to be like a bodybuilder and
Right.
competition,
Exactly.
CrossFit
Right.
craziness.
Exactly.
And they threw him out of the gym. They wouldn't, because you know how insurance is, right?
Oh.
Wow.
If they
Therapy, oh, the therapy.
Right.
yeah. So if they figure that you're almost ready to go, or you're, good to go,
Yeah, they
or
won't
something,
keep going with
they
it.
won't
Right.
keep going. So his legs were, they were working because he could walk.
Right.
His hand was one that had the issue.
Right.
And his speech, he did have a slurred speech for a little while. So they said, well, you don't need to come back to the gym anymore. I'm like, what? That's what I was like, what?
That's how insurance
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
got your
work.
money.
Right,
Yeah.
But
exactly.
that was okay, because at that time I was a personal trainer.
Okay.
And I took him to the gym that I was working out of, and he couldn't, I swear he couldn't even lift this piece of paper. He couldn't do that at all.
That's
So
amazing.
what I did was I took a 2-pound weight and wrapped the whatever with it. I don't remember what it
It
was.
was
I
a
used.
wrap that I use like for my knees.
Like
when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
squat and
bandage.
things
Yeah,
like
yeah, ace
Wow.
bandage, and I made him do that, and I hooked him up. I hooked him up to the cable machine, and I made him do dumbbell flies and all that
That
stuff.
is awesome.
Yeah, and we had it. The guy that I was renting a studio from at the time, he was so cool because he let us have it ourselves, so
Right.
no
That's
one
right.
else was there.
That's great.
And then also we would go out to the park, And there will be people in the park, and I'll be, come on, boo, you can do it, you can do it, you can walk, you can run. Then I made him run, and people would just stand up and clap for us because he was
Embarrassing,
running.
but
Because they knew, because he was, shuffling and stuff like that.
Wow.
But, so, yeah, I mean.
That is great.
To me, it's almost like just a destiny. Part of your purpose.
Yeah.
When you marry somebody and you're a part of their purpose, your purpose is aligned. You know, although you have, you came as a bodybuilder, tech guy, you had your entrepreneurship and things. You come together through business. You come together as a married couple. You have a purpose alignment between the two of you.
Exactly.
I see
Right.
that. And I'm definitely not a relationship expert at all.
But you're talking like you're one. Just keep
Right,
rolling.
exactly.
Just roll with
You
it.
know more than you're putting out there. And I did tell you guys the wrong thing. It's not on CSI. It's on the other site. But if anyone wants to read the story, then I'll get it to you because it's on another
Yes.
site. I'm sorry. When I saw,
It's okay.
why is it not coming up?
And
Yeah.
we'll post it.
I will.
as well.
Oh, yes.
Because the story actually was on Lamar Tyler's website, the married black couples. I can't think what it is. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But they did a feature on us, and plus Grady did the story too. They did a feature on Alvin, and Alvin's case was so mind blowing that they actually did what they call a poster on him, and a poster is like a really high level medical thing.
Oh, wow.
So they brought all these doctors together to talk about what happened to him, and because it was Kennestone Hospital and Grady and what's the other one?
Emory.
And Emory all together really saved his life.
Wow.
I
So
mean,
I can be proud to be a Grady baby now.
Oh,
Yes.
almost definitely.
Grady
They-
saved
yeah.
Alvin's
Oh,
life.
yeah.
if he
Yeah,
had,
oh, yeah.
if he had that stroke, he had the stroke in January. If he had that stroke in December, he would have died.
Really?
Because
Because the doctor.
the doctor
The
was
doctor,
not there.
Oh, wow.
The doctor
Yeah,
was not
just came in
there.
January.
Right, and they had just
Oh,
opened the
wow.
stroke center in November of 2010.
That's
The
what I
doctor
was
came there in December of 2010, and he had the stroke in January of 2011. So if
Wow.
1 month.
You
1
gotta
month.
trust God.
That's amazing
That was
how
just
God.
God. Won't
God
he do it?
lines
Won't he do
everything
it?
up, I
He
know.
would do it. He would do
Wow.
it. My own little, and my son, I have my son's 14. He was once 3.
One time,
yes.
one time.
Not 3.
He was once 3. But and this speaks to,
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. So we should, when we go to a break, we're not going to interrupt. I don't want you to forget.
that's
'cause
fine.
No,
Okay.
no, because I'm always throwing you off. I'm gonna let you go. But I'll see if we can't show the video when we go to a break. And
Okay.
Net is telling me thumbs up, so that's what we'll
Yes.
do. But go ahead, Justin.
Okay.
It was once 3.
he was once 3.
Thank you.
And I'm making a testament to your story of having the right doctor at the right time, perfect time, and how God comes right when you need him. We were at an amusement park, and there was a train. Have you ever seen the train rides that you can put your kid on that go around in the mall?
Oh, yes.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
You never
yes.
think anything of it,
right.
right?
No.
Just
Right.
put them on, do your thing, ride,
Right.
have fun.
Right.
So we're at a birthday party. At that time, I was married. We let our son get on the front car of the train. His dad's talking with buddies. I'm talking with my girls, eating candy. My back is turned. I hear yelling and screaming. I turn around, and my son's fingers are lodged in between the train wheel and the track.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah. The attendant runs off. I'm getting to a point. My attendant runs off. It's frightened. Just left the
Just
train.
run off.
No,
What?
oh, my God.
So
Because that never happens.
my son's
Right.
father, he know what to do. My son's father, along with his friends, they jumped the rail, and it took probably 6 guys to lift that train up off of my child's hand. Let me tell you how God works. Okay, so my girlfriend, the party I was at, she was a doctor.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wow.
She went over there. She saw my son's hand. She's like, the fingers are still there. She was like, they're still on. Just, it's going to be all right. Then the ambulance showed up, and they were like, you know what? It's too much traffic. It would take too long. They airlifted him.
Wow.
Thank
yeah.
you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Then they airlifted him to Eggleston. That's where they wanted to take him.
Right.
And I never forget, just like you saying that, right, doctor? I was in the little cathedral place in the hospital. I was praying, and I came out, and I never forget, I saw the man walking, and he came to me, and he said, it's going to be all right. He was like, I'm a plastic surgeon. I'm one of the best in my fields. I'm from Yale University. He said, relax. It's going to be fine. Relax.
I got this. I got this.
And I'm happy to report my child it's almost like regeneration. They attached his fingers back. He was in a cast for several months. But after that happened, he's played baseball, basketball, did football for about a year and said no to that. But God is good.
Yes,
His timing
absolutely.
is perfect.
Right.
His time, even in instances where you think like, oh my God, this cannot be happening.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Why? God wouldn't give you more than you can bear. I didn't want to hear that.
Right.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't hear that.
Yeah, but so again, everybody has a story, you know,
Right.
and God is always on time. He will never miss it. Never.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make me cry. Oh, God is so good.
Yes.
And you know, I know we were going to go to break at some time, but
I know. Y'all trying to make me cry anyway. I need to go splash some water on my face.
But just like she said, everyone has a story. I did not tell my story for a long time. I mean, when I was personal training and before I got into really doing social media and web design work, I had done it before, left it, came back. I just didn't tell that story because that was part of my past life.
Right.
That was part of my personal training life.
Right.
You know, that was health. It had nothing to do with websites.
Right.
So I thought, until I met this awesome woman named Candace L. Davis. Hopefully you're watching, Candace.
Hey, Candace.
And Anita R. Henderson, because they are my partners in success in a company that I also am a part of, Write Books That
Love
Sell
it.
Now.
She does everything.
I
see.
know.
Go ahead.
And they kept telling me, Carol, you got to tell your story. You got to
Yes.
tell your story. I was like, but that don't have nothing to do with health. And they were like,
Right.
I don't care. You got to tell your
gotta
story.
tell it.
Because and then Wendy Y. Bailey, awesome coach. Hey, Wendy Y. And she told me, she said, Carol, one thing you are leaving out is how you used your business to keep yourself sane, to get through everything. How you didn't lose your business through all those couple years that we were going through the stroke and the rehab and the breast cancer and the
Right.
reconstruction and all
Right.
the stuff I went through, how our business is still there. Both of them. Still there, still going. She said you have to tell that story so people know when they go through these dips, you
Yes.
can get out of
Wow.
it.
You
Exactly.
can get out of this.
You might almost, I mean, yes, we almost lost it a couple of times. Actually, we did lose some stuff, you know, with the business. I
Right.
mean, we felt like boom, but we got back up.
Got back up.
Got back
Exactly.
up, got reinstated. We are all legit. Our company
Exactly.
is legit. You know, everything is going. And I praise God to say that my husband is still right here.
Amen.
And we still getting clients. So, you know,
Love
I'm
it.
happy.
Exactly.
I'm totally happy.
I know. That's a hand in the air.
Yeah, I ain't
moment.
got no job.
It's-
I work that for myself. So,
I know.
love it. I
Awesome. Awesome.
so you know, I just want to say to everyone out there that you can do whatever it is that you really want to do. Just keep moving forward. That was my thing. That was what got us through. I always said keep moving forward.
That is
Keep
my
moving
hashtag.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Keep
mine
it
too.
moving.
Yes,
Keep
yes,
it moving.
yes, there you go.
Boom.
There you go.
And even though I know we're going to break at some point, however, she tried to gloss over it and say like, yeah, you know, I did the personal training thing. It was a little more than just a kind of a personal training thing.
Yeah.
Like it was a little fly. I was just a
She
personal training.
competed.
No.
It was 10 years now. It was 10 years
That's
ago.
what I'm saying. It don't matter. But you were like there. She probably was in some muscle fitness magazines and we didn't know
she
it.
was on shows.
See, I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't even know.
Well, I
See?
was a competitor.
Yeah.
I competed in bodybuilding. I competed in fitness. And I competed with CrossFit.
And got
Wow.
trophies.
And I have the trophies to prove it.
Wow.
I love it. Okay, I have a question.
I
know we
competed
gotta-
mentally and did not get any trophies for competing mentally.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You still got
I'm a
your brain.
bodybuilder in
That helps.
in my own mind. I'm a bodybuilder. Really, there are muscles underneath all of this.
Underneath
you go.
the jacket. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's why I
You
wear
heard
big.
that,
That's why I wear big jackets and stuff because I don't want everybody to see my muscles.
I hear.
I
No.
understand. I understand. Yeah.
right? I just wanted to ask your husband a question.
Okay.
Because I see, you know, you have a very full life. I hear bodybuilding. You've done a lot. And I heard you say she's a workaholic. You gotta get off that computer.
Yeah.
So my question to you as her husband, and you have this woman that is, you know, dedicated to her passion and doing things the right way and dedicated to her community and just being a part of life. How do you, as her husband, support that? How do you handle that? Do you ever feel like you?
What about me?
Am I too personal?
No.
Okay.
You know, to be honest, is actually we have had a reverse, because I was the workaholic when we met.
Gotcha.
You know, I was in computers. I was traveling, building servers. I was going, 24/7, and this lady stood by me.
Wow.
Throughout, while we were going through, while I was working on 24 hours. So after my stroke, for me, I felt that God was telling me, hey, yo, you got to slow down. So we switched roles. The business started to pick up, and now she is going. My deal is just try to be there for her.
Aww,
whatever,
I love it.
I support her the way I could, like come in here,
Right down.
and support her. She speaks, she does speaking engagements. I go on, and I'll videotape. So it's not really hard now at this point in my life, or our life now. We empty nesters, so it's not, it's not very hard for me to back her up. I don't need to be in the light. I had my time, I had my awards, and thing right now is all about what she's trying to do and accomplish.
You are a special man.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
it.
I'm gonna be like
You know,
Alvin when I
and
grow
that-
up.
Nice.
That's those are some critical connectors.
Yes.
One thing you said, you support her.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to.
It's not about who's in front, who's in the
Right,
limelight.
right.
You're together, and
Exactly.
you're supporting her. And I heard that the roles have reversed. There's a time and a place for everything.
Right. Exactly.
And the key is you guys are both walking in your purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes your purpose is to support what someone else is doing, to walk together, because you operate as a team. And I say you're a special man because you're a beautiful person. You got a special wife right by your side.
Right.
I love it. I love it. And that, I hope our listening audience heard that.
Yes.
Because when you think about power couples, I think sometimes people can have the misconception that you have two people constantly in the limelight,
Yes.
doing a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes you can have one person
Exactly.
that may be out, and you have another person that may be behind the scenes, but they're really not behind the scenes.
Right.
They're like their go-to, that foundational piece,
Exactly.
And I
They're
think
just not in the camera.
just not in the camera.
Exactly.
And I think people
bearing.
have a
Exactly.
misconception of that.
Yeah,
That-
look at the bearings on the wheel, that
Yeah.
keep it rolling.
That's
you know.
right.
You don't see it, but it's
That's
in
right.
But yeah,
it.
if
It
this
wouldn't
stuff,
roll without it.
exactly,
That's right.
exactly.
That's right. And this is this is not mine, but and this goes for a man too. Sometimes if you don't want a busy man, you might get a broke one. And if you don't want a busy woman, you might get a broke woman. People are gonna, in order to make money, even your own business job, you have to spend time and invest time in it.
Right.
And so I'm thinking in relationships and with couples, if your boo is doing their thing, you invest time with them.
Exactly.
That sometimes you got. Okay.
Exactly.
King Arthur's wife is here. Okay, she's right over there supporting that.
Right.
Her husband. That's how you do it. And I think I might be okay in this relationship department. I think I might have some good.
Oh yeah. I hear a show coming up. Relationships.
Love and
It's not all
relationships
right.
with
I think I'm
Kimberly
pretty-
Anise.
That would be from my grandmother.
That is awesome.
That's the only question I had.
So we are going to take a short break. And if you notice, I'm talking slowly, so Net can cue the video up, but she's already on it.
Oh, yeah,
so
she have it in the background.
we're going to take a short break, and we are going to watch the awesome video. You look like me in that.
I tell you, all business, yeah.
So,
Station in the world,
After the break.
playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
This program is brought to you by Emory University.